Am I good?
Yeah.
Am I good?
Everybody trying to
Yeah.
be content creators and trying to
Go
go
viral.
viral. You want to go viral?
Okay, you want to go viral? Let's go viral then.
Say less.
Let go.
Let's embrace it. Let's love it. Let's enjoy it. And let's give them the experience of their life. That's Roswell for you, baby. Come together. And guys, this is Speaking Out Loud. I appreciate you guys joining us. Don't forget to share and dance like you just don't care. It's early in the morning. Let's have a day. And like I said, be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Shout out PMS.
Be a friend. Tell a friend something nice might change their life. Good morning and welcome to Speaking Out Loud. I am your host, Rene Ruiz, and along with me is the man with the bias, the man with the tries, the one with broad chest, the one and only John Barba.
Yo.
JB, how's it going, brother?
It's going, man. Tired. Long day yesterday.
Tired?
We'll get through it. We'll get through it though.
How was the fair? Or I appreciate you guys joining the show. This is Speaking Out Loud, like I said. We're gonna get into a couple things. We're gonna talk a little Jets, Bengals, Tyreek Hill's injury, AJ Brown, a little upset out there in Philadelphia. What was that? What was that? Oh no.
Yeah, Renee's a little laggy. He's having some internet difficulties, I think.
Oh, no. Am I good now? Okay, right on. Let's start this over. Good morning and welcome to Speaking Out Loud. I am your host, René, and along with me is the one and only John Borba, JB. Good morning, my brother. How are you?
Morning. It's good. It's going good. Tired, but it's
Just a
going.
little tired.
Yeah.
Well, like I said just a second ago, 30 seconds ago, 20 seconds ago, before my audio got a little choppy, the internet surprising me. It's been doing pretty good. The internet's been rolling really good. So all the internet jokes, JB, we got to push those to the side because
No.
it's been rocking. So shout out Sparklight for coming through. We got matching chains right now. So shout out to the chain gang. Um, JB, how's the fair? Roswell Fair happening right now. The parade was yesterday. I missed the parade. I had to work, unfortunately. My daughter was in the parade. My nieces were in the parade hitting the band thing. So shout out to Mesa, shout out to Brendo. My wife said it was long, very long, but it was nice. I did drive by when I had gotten back in town. It was cool. I saw a couple videos. Community seems to be bought into one another. It seemed like a good time. What was the vibe like out there at the fair last
It,
night
it looked pretty
on
good.
night
Yeah,
one?
everything. It's big. Like I don't know, they got a good setup. Um, lot of food trucks out there, man. A lot of good food out there too. So
What's your
overall,
go-to?
it's pretty good. Huh?
What's your go-to food? Food fair food.
Oh
What's your
man,
go-to
I
out
don't
there?
I don't I'm over the unhealthy, like, sweet sugary stuff. Just give me a turkey leg and I'm good. I'm good.
Oh,
Yeah.
turkey leg fire. Where I don't want to put you on blast here, but is there a specific place we're going to get that turkey leg?
There's a spot that smokes them. I don't know what it's called. I forget what it's called. I don't know if they're there. I didn't really like look around or anything, but there's a spot that like smokes them and gives them out, and those ones are pretty good. I don't know of any other spots. There might be a couple like spots hidden around somewhere, but that's the
Yeah.
one that I know of. I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head.
Well, sorry. Well, if you guys do go to the fair, you can find Borba in the commercial room, where he'll be there with his company, Trademark Roofing. Am I correct there,
Trustmark.
JB?
Trustmark.
Trustmark Roofing. Well, if you don't trust anybody, you can trust JB to get you the best deal possible on your
You don't need
roof.
to
Not
trust.
only your roof,
You don't need to trust Mark. You just need to trust John.
you just need to trust John. Not only your roof, but also your windows and
Windows, doors, anything roof related. Gotcha.
John Borba. And also, you can call us today on the show, 575-808-9307. Let us know what you need. What do you need? You need help with your fantasy team? Sure, let us know. I don't know if you want to take my advice because I may have just had the dumbest trade of all time. The football gods came down and struck me with lightning, taking out Malik Neighbors. And Malik Neighbors was not the only one that went out this weekend. JB, we saw a disgusting injury last night. Tyreek Hill going down from what they're saying is a dislocated knee, according to Ian Rappaport from NFL Network. Man, that looked gross. I'm not sure. You saw it, yeah? I'm sure you saw it. Like
I didn't see the actual replay. I just saw the highlights of him getting carted off and all that stuff. Yeah.
it looked gross. His leg was completely sideways. He seemed to have positive energy as he's being carted off the field. Smiling, laughing, waving to the crowd as they gave him standing ovation. Um, It was sad. It was so sad to see him as he's getting carted off. He's almost laughing at the situation that is. Like I don't know how much better you could handle that situation because you gotta assume. I'm gonna assume that he felt. I mean, I'm sure he felt everything tear inside that knee. Um, he's probably, according to Ian right now, it's looking like he probably won't be ready for next season. He's gonna have surgery tomorrow, I believe, or today. He stayed in the hospital overnight. He's gonna have surgery today. Ian said he's gonna have follow-up surgery on multiple other things, and it's not likely that he will be back for the 2026 season. If I'm reading
Wow.
this correctly, JB, just real quick while I pull this up, what was your thoughts on that Miami Dolphins Jets game?
I didn't really get to see too much of it but from
Well,
what
let's
I
go highlights
saw,
here.
I think the Dolphins played a good game overall, and they were just the better team. At least from what I saw, because they were kind of by 10 points the whole game, so I just
Yeah.
really couldn't follow it as well as I could have. I was watching more. I was able to watch more of the Bronco game, but at least from what I saw, the Dolphins looked like they were moving the ball, and there was no answer from the Jets really until like the end when they kind of made it close. But I think they
Yeah.
just scored. It was like 27-14, and they scored late or something like that.
Well, according to Ian Rappaport, it says with surgery today, it's possible that Tyreek Hill will undergo additional surgeries. There's no guarantee he'll be ready for 2026. None of his 2026 salary is guaranteed now. That's huge. That's massive. But 11 million of 29.9 million becomes fully guaranteed if he's on the roster in March, plus a $5 million
Ooh,
roster bonus.
I don't
JB, when I
know.
read this, I initially the first thing that comes to my head is they're going to release him.
Yeah,
They're
it's
going
a
to
lot of
release him
money to give
before
to a guy
March.
that's not playing, and that's going to be what 32 or 33 years old by that time.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. It might be the last time we see Terry Kill for a while.
At least for what feels like 2 years, right? Because it's still early. So he's gonna miss the rest of this season. And from what it sounds like is he's probably gonna miss next season. So it's a tough stretch. Nate says here, he says, because you don't have to play with Tua more. That's why he's laughing. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, jokes, 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 jokes. That's the first thing I thought too. It's like, if you want to look at it from a comedic standpoint, definitely hilarious, right? He's like, hell yeah, you're bailing me out. Don't have to play with this shitty team anymore. Uh, yeah, you could put it all on Tua. Sure. Funny. It's funny. But man, that sucks. That sucks because football is a lot better when Tyreek Hill's in it. And even if they stink, football's still better when Tyreek Hill is a part of the league. But with that being said, Darren Waller made his debut yesterday. NFL player turned rapper, turned back to NFL player, and came back and made a difference with the Dolphins scoring multiple times. Shout out Darren Waller. I'm gonna probably have to listen to a couple of his bangers. I saw a couple interviews that he did with like John Gruden, and he's got like John Gruden vibing out to his music, which is kind of hilarious. So shout out John Gruden. But what do you think about Darren Waller making his debut and having an impact on the game yesterday?
Well, that's another. I mean, now it's going to have to be another weapon that steps up, takes on a bigger role. So overall, like his first game, he looked pretty good. Uh, can't go wrong with it. So now you got Jalen Waddle, you got Achan in the backfield. You got Waller at the tight end position. So this team still has a couple weapons. It's going to be interesting to see how they kind of all fit together, what they're going to be
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, they had to get a win. That was the big loss, but the important thing was that they got the win, and that kind of takes the heat off just for 1 week, takes the heat off of Mike McDaniel and those guys. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, though. I don't know. I don't know how good this team, if they can turn it around, or if they're just going to be one of those teams, looking at a top 10 pick next year. It's kind of early to tell, but we'll see. We'll see.
And JB, let's just look at their schedule. They're sitting at 1-3. Let's see if there's a possibility that the Dolphins can make a comeback here. Let's see. We got so they lost to Colts, Patriots, Bills. That was a rough start. Rough start to the
Yeah.
season. That's a tough schedule to start with, yeah. But
Yeah.
they get the win over the Jets. JB, look, it's possible. It's possible here. You want to know who they have next week? They got the Carolina Panthers. They're heading over to Carolina to face the Panthers. It's an 11 o'clock game, but it's a very winnable game. And then after that, they have the Chargers, which Chargers just dropped a rough one. And you can make the argument that they got bit by the quarterback substitution in Jackson Dart, uplifted the New York Giants, gave them life, and they had to go on the road to play in New York in a hostile environment and ended up losing, right? So it's possible that the Chargers can drop the ball, especially because they're now missing another offensive lineman to protect Justin Herbert. So the excuses are going to pile up as the season continues for Justin Herbert or defending Justin Herbert. And then they got the Browns and Falcons. So this can easily turn into a 3-4 season, or even possibly a 4-3 season.
Yeah.
Realistically, what do you think? Are we thinking Panthers W or L?
That's got to be a win. It's got to be a win.
Okay, so now we're sitting at 2-3. Not too bad, right? If the Dolphins win this weekend, all of a sudden, all the Dolph fans I would say, should be excited. Should be excited about heading over or hosting the Los Angeles Chargers, which we're just going to say that one's a toss-up. Boom, boom. That's when we find out exactly how excited we should be as Miami Dolphins fans. That's what I think. Is that would you say that's pretty valid? On 10-12, we find out if the Chargers, not the Chargers, if the Dolphins are going to make a playoff run or if they need to sell.
That 10-12 next
10-12.
week.
That would be in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
This weekend they're going to host. They go to Carolina.
Yeah,
we're going to say that's a W. So we're sitting at 2-3.
Mm-hmm. They got to, at least, if they can go 3-4, then okay, they might be looking at a wild card spot. Maybe they got to turn it around still, though. If they can go 4-3, then okay, then you're fighting for a wild card. I think either way, 3-4 and 4-3, 3-4 or 4-3, you're going to be fighting for a wild card spot.
I like that. So Dolphins, October 12th is when we find out the destiny of your season.
Yeah.
But JB, who's worse off here after both teams getting brutally beat down? I know the Jets came back there and somewhat made it interesting, but not really, right? The Jets and Bengals. Who is worse off, Jets or Bengals?
100% the Bengals. The Bengals are in trouble big time. They cannot score the ball. They can't move the ball. They can't get Chase involved. They can't get Higgins involved. Chase Brown he doesn't look anything like last year. Offensive line can't block me or you on social media. I don't know. It's bad. It's bad. It's really bad on offense. You saw Jamar Chase on the sideline, showing some frustration with the coach. It's just really bad right now in Cincinnati. And
yeah, it's tough.
They look like a joke of a team without Joe Burrow. Crazy. And if I'm Joe Burrow, do I even want to play there anymore? They don't even protect me. So there's a lot of questions right now. There's a lot of questions. Why waste your career and stay injury prone with an awful offensive line? So a lot of questions right now in Cincinnati. It's looking like a long and rough year. You can kiss the playoffs goodbye. Kiss the playoffs goodbye. They're not going anywhere.
For sure. But let's play the hypothetical here. If we're the Bengals, what are our QB options? When you're looking into the league, when you're looking at the league right now,
Russ.
who outside of but if you're the Giants, I don't know that you let Russ go because I mean, you saw Jackson Dart holding that hamstring, which is scary because the hamstring will take you out for like 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks sometimes. So him holding that hamstring, being an athletic quarterback or a mobile quarterback that enjoys getting outside the pocket, and obviously using his legs like he did last week in his debut against the Chargers. Uh, I wouldn't think if you're the Giants you would let go of Russ just for that security blanket, just in case he's got to come in. So then we look at Jameis Winston, right? So Jameis Winston would be available. Um,
I
who
think you've
else?
already
Who else?
as soon as you bench Russ, you're never playing him again. He's never ever seeing the field. I'm telling you,
You got
he's the
some
first one to
snaps.
go. You keep Jameis, you get rid of Russ. Telling you. That's exactly how it works. The guys
All
won't
right,
buy
so
back into Russ. Russ did nothing for that team. He had one good game. I think you have to move on from him because that's the value. You're not going to get nothing with Jameis Winston. At least you'll get maybe something like a late sixth, seventh round pick. You know,
yeah.
something like
So
that. You'll get something.
if you're the Bengals, you're calling New York right now. Send me Russ. Send me Russ. Send me Sierra, and let's 1-2 step our way to Cincinnati, and let's make a run of the playoffs. That's what we're
That's
thinking.
got to be it. That's one thing that Russ can still do is throw the deep ball, and they need to throw the deep ball to Chase and Higgins.
I ain't gonna lie,
Throw it up to him.
bro. Now that you say that, like Russ with T Higgins and Jamar Chase, but nobody to block him. That's the scary part, right? So Russ might be
He's
running
gonna
for his
be
life, but
he's gonna be running.
I, that might save Cincinnati. That might save Cincinnati. I ain't mad at it.
Just
I
so Joe
like
gets
that.
back. If Joe comes back though, like if they're in a position where they can maybe get that seventh seed, then okay, But
Yeah.
get Russ at a
I'm not taking
crazy
Cincinnati
bad
serious
deal.
as an organization if we don't see a move this week. If after last night's game watching that, if you think Browning is your guy to even get you, I don't even feel confident he's going to get us a win. I don't even feel confident he's going to get us over 15 points, brother. That's how depleted that team looks. I
10
mean, like
points.
you said, Jamar Chase was losing his marbles last night. I mean, you saw his frustration to Zach Taylor. Like, come on, bro, what are we doing? But it's like, come on, what are your expectations here? Like, what do you want outside of a couple bubble screens?
Yeah.
Really, realistically, if I'm not taking Cincinnati serious at all, if they don't pick up the phone today and ask for a trade to get Russell Wilson to Cincinnati, come on, Russ, let's revive it. Come on, baby. Come on, Russ. And Russ, we trust. Send him to Cincinnati, baby. What do the Jets need to turn this thing around? I mean, the Jets are looking
Well,
the Jets also not looking great, right? Now they're completely defeated and they're heading over or Dallas is heading over to New York this weekend to play them.
one of
Are the
the
Jets what are your thoughts on the Jets really?
one of the things that the Jets have something that's happened sneakily is their defense has gotten worse. They don't have as good a pass rush. They're not as aggressive defensively. The secondary doesn't look as good. So the defense has regressed in New York. So that doesn't help. Uh, Offensively, they're going to have their ups and downs. But with a defense that's a little bit shaky, that's the big thing. That's the big thing right now. So I don't know if their offense is going to be enough to hang with Dallas. If Dallas comes out firing like kind of how they did last week, then we'll see, But it's going to be a long year for New York too, for the Jets.
But it does feel like that defense is a product of bad offensive play. Like you can only guard for so long, you can only be engaged with the game for so long before you start to lose life. And you kind of see that in the Jets and the Jets team overall. Like this team has been a quarterback, I say that in quotations, a quarterback away for so long now, and it just seems like they can't figure it out. I don't know. I mean, we could put this on the coaches as much as we want, but it just seems like they just have a player problem and they don't know how to develop them. So if anything, it's an organizational problem that seems to never get fixed. But let's go ahead and let's watch this clip, JB. This would be sorry. This. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Garrett Wilson was asked what he's preaching to his team this week before the Cowboys game. Let's see what he had to say.
To your teammates this week as far as a short week before Dallas comes in?
Yeah, I mean, this past week was a gotta have it, and the fact we just played how we did, now this becomes a absolutely gotta have it. Got to get on the board. It's a home game. Protect our home field, and just at the end of the day, what do you want your legacy to be in this league, man? I look back on my time, and man, we gotta go now. There's no time to so we gotta have it this week, and yeah, I'll make sure to relay that. They know that, but I'll make sure to relay that to the team because I'm sure they all feel the same.
What do you preach?
What do you want to be remembered as in this league? That's the message going into week 5, hosting the Dallas Cowboys as they come in. What a statement! I mean, you see his body language. If you're reading his body language, I mean, I'm not an expert here, but just going off of his body language, it feels like, I mean, obviously feels like they just got their ass whipped, right? Like you can definitely tell there. Don't seem excited. Don't seem excited about the weekend. I wouldn't be either, especially after watching what Dallas displayed Sunday night. But what do you want your legacy to be remembered as in the National Football League? I think that's a I think that's a great statement. And if that doesn't get you fired up, I mean I don't know what does, right? This Jets team, it feels like they're heading over to a first round pick, and I don't know how they get it fixed. I don't think it's a coaching issue. I think it's just a matter of quarterback play, and we're not seeing it right now from the Jets. What do you think?
Combination of a few things. Cannot sustain a drive. You know,
Yep.
um, I think Justin Fields, like, he'll have his moments, but it's not enough. You know, you get one good week, you get a bad week out of him. He's hurt another week, so you got to get a little bit more consistency before. I wouldn't put it all on the offense. I didn't see too much of the game to really give you an honest opinion
Yeah, yeah,
about
yeah,
it,
yeah.
but I just from what I've seen so far this year, defensively, they're giving up a lot of points, and that's with the offense still putting up some points. I mean, they gave up 34 points to the Pittsburgh week 1. So there needs to be better consistency defensively, and the offense is going to struggle at times, but you just that's part of it. And the whole thing was this year, like, if you're a New York Jets fan, you knew this coming into the year, like, we're gonna run the ball, run the ball, ground and pound. You got to stop us. If you stop us, okay, then we're gonna struggle. This team can't play from behind. They have to play with some control. You know, if they get down by more than 2 scores, you try to, you're gonna have to throw the ball a little bit more, and that's where you can get into some trouble with Justin Fields back there. But if they can control the ball somewhat and keep the run game going, then okay, that's this team's best chance to win. Never high on the passing game.
Yeah.
It was always the running game and solid defense, but the defense hasn't really played how it's played in the past. So they're just not that good of a football team right now.
And I mean that's as clear as it can get,
Yeah.
JB. And their defense was led by Mr. Robert Saleh last year. And let's just talk about what the hot mic caught yesterday, or on Sunday. There was that whole dispute with Robert Saleh and Liam Cohen, the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, where Robert Saleh was saying that they got some advanced sign stealing going on out there, or with Liam Cohen's coaching staff. I don't know. Shanahan came out and said, Cohen needs to not be so. He doesn't need to get his panties in a bunch. I'm paraphrasing here, but don't get your panties in a bunch. It was a compliment saying that they're great at what they do, because sign stealing isn't necessarily illegal in the league, and I don't even know what you would call. I mean, I don't even know, like, sign stealing. Everybody's doing it, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you see something on the sideline, I mean, we're seeing. I saw on the broadcast for that Raiders game, and ironically, they end up getting a field goal block. But they were talking about how they're timing whenever the holder opens his hand up. That's when the snap's going to come, and then sure enough, as soon as the holder opens up his hand, boom! Guess what? Ball snap. They come off the end, block the kick. I mean, if that would be considered sign stealing, right? If you're able to time,
It's just
if
a
you're able
tell.
to catch a rhythm of what the kicking team is doing, and then if you see something small like that, which is actually which it's crazy the amount of detail that these guys pay attention to. But let's look at the drama that happened. This is what was picked up from the mic. Robert Saleh said, I'll fuck your world up. Excuse my language. You don't want to F with me. I will effing end your effing life. Let's listen to it. Yo, I like how number 90 is just like he's chuckling because he's like, oh, this shit is hilarious. But it also is funny, JB. Like as you notice here, so Robert Saleh goes up for the handshake, right? And Liam Cohen just has his head down, just walking straight. And then if you notice, he shakes his head like, nah, I'm good, right? And I don't see Robert Saleh say anything.
Yeah.
Or maybe he did say something under his breath, and then Liam Cohen reacts. But I mean, it's definitely funny, right? That he walks by like 6, 7 more steps, gets in between players, and then decides to turn around and
Yeah.
say, "Keep my name out your mouth." This is like a Will Smith situation happening right here. Right here. Keep my wife's name out your mouth. This is too funny. This is one of those situations for me where like boxers talk crap to UFC fighters, and they're like, "I will end your world," and it's like, relax. You
Yeah.
box for a living, and they fight for a living. Like they let's not get it twisted here, right? And no disrespect to boxers, because majority of them are going to beat my tush. So no disrespect to them, but I always do see that, or I at least see that on X may be the most toxic place of all time. It blows my mind how toxic X is.
Oh yeah.
It makes me sad because that's where I do get a lot of the news that cycle. Unfortunately, that's where I get a lot of the news that's being cycled in the sports world, and unfortunately in the political world. But you don't want to take it too serious in the political world. Like legitimately on X, if you're going to get involved in the political world, you got to see it from a comedic view, because if you don't, it's rage bait all day, on X. But yesterday, if you go to X, so many people going crazy about this Bad Bunny thing. And my cousin called it right before the show yesterday. My cousin's like, I hate that it's Bad Bunny because it's going to turn into this whole political thing, which it depends what world you're living in here. And I say this to say this, is that X is a whole different world from every other social platform. I went on X immediately after the show, and throughout the day, you just kind of see as people are letting their ideas start to ramp up. And this is where we start to question how much freedom is too much freedom. Because sometimes people don't need a mic or a phone to be able to just tweet dumb shit, right? Because it's like they're saying it to rage bait, which is it's funny. It's kind of funny, but also like, come on. But Bad Bunny turned into this whole thing on X. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like, people are legitimately upset. And then you go to what I always do is like, I always go to the accounts, and if they don't have a picture of themselves, then I don't take it serious whatsoever. I just assume it's a bot, right? You're just like, this is some fake person. This is fake, not real. But what I noticed is there's a lot of people saying a lot of messed up things with their faces on it. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. Ironically, they're all, they don't talk. He speaks no English. Get him off my TV. This is my football. Blah blah blah. So on and so forth. And to be honest, I don't know that I've ever shut down my household for the halftime show. Like now, I get into it because my wife enjoys the halftime show, which is pretty cool. I mean, like I enjoy the halftime shows, but I'm not like up in arms if we have a bad halftime show. I'm not like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not watching football no more. Turn off my TV. Babe, turn off the TV. Get this man off this TV. Like, never in my life. Sometimes I would say that, halftime I'm kind of using the restroom I'm taking a quick little break outside, catch some fresh air. Obviously, my team is typically never in it, so I wouldn't be able to tell you what it's experienced like from my fan of a team that's there. I'm always just
Yeah.
in there as a spectator. But then you go to TikTok, JB, and it's like a whole different world. Everybody's vibing out. It's like, oh, halftime's gonna be dope. And then you got all the content creators who use their brains to be impactful to society in a kind way to spread good energy. And you got these people that are like, all right, my gringo friends, we're gonna learn this. We're gonna make a positive out of this, which is like shout out to the creators who use their noggins to spread good, beneficial, happy content. Like shout out to them because that's hard, JB. It's easy. It's easy to be a rage baiter. It's easy, but it just takes so much energy, and it's so sad. It's so sad. I honestly think we could do it. Like if we wanted to, I think we could do a whole lot of rage baiting. And
Oh yeah.
but it's like, what's the fun in it? Like it really makes you feel. I used to get on Twitter just to troll, like this is years ago. So if our Twitter stuff ever like blew up or whatever, I'm sure there'd be some stuff that came out like Renee's a douchebag, right? Because I get on Twitter to troll the trolls. Like it's like you bully the bully, right? But on X, which is but then I felt gross. Like after a while, I was like, maybe I am that kid that they talk about that's just in their basement over there in their mom's basement tweeting dumb shit, right? That's I like you genuinely feel gross. So then I stopped, and then I became what I am now, where I just kind of tried to, I just try to spread good love every now and then. I will say, my biggest thing on X is I hate when someone talks trash about someone and doesn't at them. That like just just jerks me, JB. I'm like, if you want them to know you're talking about them, at them. And I'm not talking about like an average Joe like JB, you need to be tagging Justin Jefferson if you're talking crap. I'm talking about like you got someone like AJ Brown would tweet, or I guess this is just in the fighting world, really. You see someone tweet talking trash, someone in the political world talking trash about like a fighter, but is afraid to at them. And it's like, come on, bud. If you mean it, at them, because you know they're going to see it. Your account is big enough for someone like a Nate Diaz or a Conor McGregor to see. So at them. If you're gonna talk that ish, but allow them to be able to see it. Grow some cojones. Let it ride. JB, crazy injuries this weekend. It seems like the injuries in the NFL world just completely continue to take over. I mean, you got my boy going down in New York, and then now we got Tyreek going down in Miami. We got a lot of small tissue, high ankle sprains that are taking out offensive linemen left and right. Like, what's going on right now in this world, JB? What's going on in the physical fitness world that's causing these things to happen? I see a
Right.
lot of people blaming the turf, the grass. Like, what I don't understand is, are we just in a spot where it's just like we're just kind of being haunted by the football gods, or do you think it's a lack of diet? Do you think it's a lack of training camp? Like what is it, the new aged football where just players, you hear the old heads, you hear like Shannon Sharp on his show talking about how like a lot of these guys are being pampered into kicking off the season, so their bodies haven't necessarily taken the mileage that it needs to have taken to be able to kick off the season, so they haven't built those calluses for that. I mean, what I feel like I agree with Shannon Sharp, because you do want to put your body through a little in the off season, so that way you can get used to those situations. I mean, it's like working out, right, JB? If you don't work out for a couple months, you go work out for the first time. Like right now, if I were to go work out with you and you put me through a barn burner, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up feeling like doo doo, right? My chest is probably gonna be burning, my arms are gonna feel heavy, and then probably day two, a lot worse. It's gonna be like, damn, can't really close my arm, can't hug nobody, feeling a little tough, can't sit down, can't use the restroom comfortably because I'm sore. But once you get used to it, once you get into like week two, week three, you become acclimated to it, right? I feel like that's kind of, I think maybe Shannon Sharp's onto something here. And not to discredit the young athletes or calling them soft or anything. It just seems like science, the smart people, have kind of taken advantage of the athletes here and telling them, hey, maybe you need to sit down. Statistics say that if you relax for 4 days, 3 minutes and 22 seconds, you will be back 5 minutes and 30 seconds sooner than expected. Drink some orange juice, drink some vitamins, take a little shot here. Like, it just seems
Science-based
like
stuff, dude.
science is starting to catch up to just human nature, right? Or human nature
There's
is
too much
starting to
science.
outbeat
There's too much
science here.
science-based in science-based lifters, all this kind of stuff. Science-based, a lot of science is put into this stuff. Sometimes you got to keep it to the basics, like get the body ready for the upcoming season, but you got to grind a little bit. You got to get used to it. You got to feel it a little bit. Dan Campbell used to have the guys like in pads like longer than most other uh, teams because you're hitting each other, you're getting used to the feel, and by the time week 1 comes around, you guys are
I
already
got you.
used to it. So you gotta train these guys to take hits, to take the just the mental part of the game. Because I mean, you're on the field for pretty much 3 hours, so you got to get ready for
I got you one.
everything. So you got to get ready for everything. You
JB,
got to get the body ready for it.
JB, let me transition to this real quick. I got a question from the TikTok, Mr. Juan. He wants to know who wins this trade, Genty for Nico. I mean, obviously, Genty. Whoever has Genty won that trade. I feel like that was almost
I think
the
so.
fact that that trade happened, right? Like,
Yeah,
if you're the GM of that league, I'm vetoing that trade, 100%. Right? Am I
yeah.
crazy here? Yeah,
I don't
that's
know. It
wild, bro.
depends. It depends. I mean,
On
Genty's
what?
essentially had one good week. So Nico's had more production over the year so
But
far.
expectations would be, I mean, just common sense tells you Genty's gonna get more touches. I think this week exploited that, right? He returned back to his Michael Myers stance in the backfield and happens to just completely cook, but he was given more than 20 touches, JB, opposed to what he was giving last week where he only got 11 touches. I mean,
Yeah.
we've said this offense absolutely has to run. As if you're a draft owner of Genty, you drafted him in the first round with the expectations that this team was going to be ran solely through Ashton Genty. So I think that's a dumb trade. I think if you made that trade, you got finessed. And if it still hasn't gone through, you need to talk to the GM to veto that trade because it just feels, but I'm not letting that trade go through. If anybody in my league tries to put that trade through, brother, I am vetoing that thing first as soon as I see it. As soon as I see it. And my buddy
I don't
Santi
know.
that's watching keeps trying to finesse me with these wild trades that he's sending me. No, sir. No, sir. Stop it. You stop it.
I don't know. The issue is though, like you were going up against the Bears who can't stop anybody in the run game. Other than that, Genty really hasn't broke out. So, and the offensive line is the main concern if I'm a Raider fan. Like that offensive line does not look too great. So it's almost like a fair trade at this point. Like, yeah, you can look at the potential of it, maybe
I
if
got
it
you.
pans out, but I mean, that's with any trade. There's potential and there's risk in every trade. But I don't think that's enough to get vetoed. Like if Genty was going off, like was having a start like, like Adrian
It's
Peterson's rookie
early.
year or
No
something,
way.
then okay. But right
I feel
now,
like that's it. Genty
like
has the
make him
same
go.
value as CMC. You wouldn't trade CMC for Nico, I don't think. But JB, let me ask you this.
That's
This
true,
is
but I don't think he has the same
Eric
value.
Eric Vargas. Eric Vargas sent a question here. He said trade Ibuka and Caleb for Jason and Javante Williams.
Wow.
I mean, think about that for a second while I ask you again. So Eric Vargas, shout out Eric. He said trade Ibuka and Caleb. I'm assuming Caleb Williams for Jason, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Javante Williams. I'm
It's
gonna
almost a
I'm
fair
gonna say
trade right
hard
now.
pass. Huh?
It's almost a fair trade right now.
You think so? I don't like it. I don't like it. It
I
depends
think you
what
lose
end you're
though.
in.
If whoever's getting JSN and Javante, I think you're
Williams.
losing
Wait, you're losing if you get why? Because you're so high on
because
Ibuka,
Buka's been putting up almost 20 points every game, if not more. And then who's the other guy?
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams.
So
Caleb Williams
basically,
only.
you're really
I mean, he's put up 20 plus points in every game except he had what 11 or 12 this past game. But I mean, for JSN and Javante, I mean, it depends who his backup quarterback is, who his other quarterback is. If he's got a decent quarterback, then I take that trade.
Eric, who's
100%.
your backup quarterback? Let me know in the comments. I don't like the trade. I think because you're basically trading
Now that I think
Javonte
about it,
Williams,
Javonte Williams and Jackson
Jason.
Smith and Jigba, like Javonte Williams is putting up good numbers. So as long as you got another quarterback, another serviceable quarterback, I would take that trade for sure. I would almost veto that.
He's got Bo Nix.
Okay, I take the trade.
I don't.
I would take it.
You would?
Oh
I
yeah,
would take it if I'm getting
100%.
Javonte.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
take that.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
take
I
it.
would take. Then I would. Yeah. I'd take the trade. Um, would you take Romeo Dobbs or Jordan Addison to replace Tyreek Hill for the fantasy people that lost Tyreek Hill? Gosh, what a hit! What a hit! Chat. I took Malik Neighbors. I traded Marvin Harrison Jr. and Jaden Daniels for Malik Neighbors, and obviously Malik Neighbors gets hurt this weekend. Trade happens Thursday night. Never in the world would have thought that was going to happen, but tough. Romeo Dobbs or Jordan Addison, JB?
That's a tough one. I mean, Jordan Love was targeting Romeo Dobbs a lot, so and it's going to be interesting to see when JJ
Romeo Dobbs with
McCarthy.
the condom on his head. I don't like it.
I like it, dude. Those things are cool. It
It's
makes them
like a
look like they
fat
got a
head.
big old fat head. They're
Yeah.
funny. They're funny. I always
Did you,
kind of laugh because you can spot them on the field so easy, and they just
yeah.
got a big head. I don't know. Those are funny,
Do,
but I
do,
think right
did you
now,
have a fat head growing up?
yeah,
You had Adrian Peterson fat head, huh?
yeah,
Yo, that's dope.
yeah,
Shout out. I wish I would have gotten a fat head when I was young. I might just get one as an adult just to kind of check that off my little
yeah.
childhood
You might have to.
ones.
Might have
Yeah.
to. No, I had that, but at this point, I think I would take Romeo Dobbs because I don't know how certain Addison is going to be involved, especially when JJ comes, when McCarthy comes back. So that'll be interesting to see. Hopefully, McCarthy just blows it up because it looked like McCarthy and Addison had a really good connection in camp and even before that. So I feel like he's going to
Yeah.
be even more comfortable with him back there. But I think right now I would take Dobbs because that looks like Jordan Love's number one guy.
Jordan, yeah, I think so too. Romo Dobbs, especially after this past weekend, you got to assume Romo Dobbs is going to continue to get multiple touches. JB, we got Robert Ross in the chat here. Fly Eagles, fly as he does every day. A team that just continues to win and know how to win. But JB seems like a little bit of drama starting to stir up over there. And I don't know if it's just being caused by the media and maybe the locker room is completely happy and we don't know. But there's videos surfacing of AJ Brown and Devontae Adams walking out of that field with only giving 3 receptions and 36 yards, showing a lot of frustration, JB. They want to be involved. They want to be a part of the win. They don't just want to be out there, is from what it's being reported. AJ Brown goes to Instagram, posts a little crazy message. I didn't get the message. I apologize for not having it for you, but do, are is the media blowing up something that really isn't happening, and they're trying to create drama in Philadelphia because of the success that's happening over there, or is Devontae and AJ actually? Do you actually think there's real frustration out there?
100%. I am like, yeah, your team's winning, but you're not a part of any of it. And the only time you were a part of something is when you were down 20 plus points. Like, you got to get these guys involved. And kind of watching some of the highlights of like every target to AJ Brown. Sure, they're completing 5-yard passes, whatever. The quick game is okay, but Jalen Hurts can't get the ball deep downfield. That's what I noticed this past week against the Buccaneers. Every time they would try to get a shot downfield, it was just like a streak or something, and it just was
Yeah.
an overthrow. I think you got to use them a little bit more. Like, you got to move them around a little bit. They just have them on the outside. Do what you got to do. Have you on the outside. They're not being creative enough. And like, if you're not creative enough, yeah, you're going to win your regular season games. But when it comes down to an important game for, I don't know, the division title, if, first, second, third, fourth round of the playoffs, Super Bowl, all that stuff, you got to use these guys a little bit more creatively because these are going to be the guys that ultimately win you these games. AJ Brown's going to win you a game. So, like Devontae Smith, we've seen some crazy catches out of him. These guys are going to end up winning you a game when you cannot, run the ball. If it's a 3rd and long, obviously you're not going to run the ball. So like you have to get these guys more involved. Like you're wasting like a receiver's prime
Yeah.
years is
So
like 24 to 30. Like you're wasting AJ Brown's like the rest of his prime right now. Like, and I don't think, and right now you're going to win your regular season games, right? You're going to win those. You're going to be fine, whatever. But when it comes down to it, like eventually you're going to be playing for something. You're going to be playing for something bigger. And there's going to be teams that are going to zone in on the run and they're going to be stopping Saquon and who knows, like you're going to be in some 3rd and long situations. You're going to be in some situations that require Jalen Hurts to find his targets to win the game. And if you can't put those guys into the scheme now, what makes you think you're going to do it in some meaningful football?
do
Like
you
I
remember
just think they're totally
remember
using
that
the ball.
Steelers team that started 12-0? And then on
Yeah.
the back stretch, they ended up losing 5 games to go in the playoffs, and then they lose in the first round. That's
Yeah.
kind of the vibes I get from. Oh, look, this is appreciate you, Jay, pulling this up. This is what AJ Brown said on Instagram. If you're not welcome, not listened to, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene. Shrug your shoulders and be on your way. Question mark. Oh, JB. What does that mean? What
Just
did you get
ask
from
for a
that
trade and get
message
out of
being
there.
said?
Ask for a trade and get out of there.
That's what we want, right? Like
Yeah.
as I see the tea starting to stir up, I'm just like, come on, ESPN, come on, NFL
Yeah.
Network, come on, Fox Sports, do your thing here, stir the pot, get these boys out of here. It is kind of crazy though that Philadelphia is sitting at 4-0, and there still seems to be some drama there. You see Ross here say fire Kevin Patula, which is the offensive coordinator for the Eagles. JB, this does give me a feeling of that Pittsburgh Steelers team that started 12-0, where they're just kind of squeaking out wins, but at the same time still looking dominant. Uh, at some point, like I guess if you want to be optimistic, you're thinking like maybe they're saving it. Maybe they're saving it, right? Because they did show us a slight a glimpse of what to expect outside of the tush push, which is kind of crazy. You would think you would save that play for some time in January, but you see they set up for the
I
tush
don't I
push and
don't
then
think
they,
so.
they
I don't think so.
no,
Me
they
personally,
just let
no,
them know.
because there is so much you can put. Like you got to think creatively. They probably have like 8, 9, 10 different plays out of that tush
Yeah.
push formation. So using one, and here's the thing: like I would use that play almost every other week. How are you going to stop it? Because then you have to have one less guy on the outside, or one less guy like
1-on-1.
cramming the line, and you got maybe one corner on the outside or something, or you got to actually put 2 corners on each side. So now you're spreading out the defense a little bit more. It's going to make the tush push even easier. Like you
Yeah,
can be so creative with that. You can be very creative
because
with it.
you basically have a spy or a running back spy, right? You got the safety over the top, just kind of following where the running back goes, or
But the
Saquon in
thing
this
is, you can't
situation.
because they're still lined up in that same position. You got your 2 backs, whatever. They're still lined up the same way, but they can you can hit the outside so easy, and that's what they did. And that's going to be the hard thing because you run the tush push one time in that game, they got to respect it, and you can literally probably run that. You can run that play every game and probably have success with it. Because
Yeah,
how are you going to stop the tush push? You got to sell out for the tush push. Do you either sell out for the tush push or do you just let them get it and then protect the sideline pretty much at that point? So it's a crazy like that just makes that
and
that
that's
play even harder. I'm surprised they haven't done that sooner, to be
yeah,
honest.
one v one Saquon versus I don't care who's on the other side. You remember whenever LeBron was talking about Kobe on the Redeem Team documentary? Shout out that doc. That doc is probably one of the greatest docs. I could rewatch that doc over and over and over. But JB, do you remember whenever LeBron was talking about Kobe, whenever they played each other, and he was like, "I figured out with this man, right?" And he was like, "Clear that shit out, 1v1." And that's basically what that tush push was with Saquon Barkley whenever he faked it to the outside, like. Brother, 1-on-1, get out the way.
Yeah.
Saquon's coming through day in, day out. Like,
You're not
I
going to
don't know
tackle
who's stopping
Saquon.
Saquon one-on-one.
No one.
I don't know who's doing it. I don't care who you line up against him. I'm picking Saquon to win that matchup over and over and over again. I hate that play though, bro. I'm over it. It's I get it. It's boring, but it's so dominant where it's just one of those
I think
situations where it's like,
I
stop it,
think this is the
stop it.
last year. Yeah, this is the last year we see it for sure.
Yep,
Yeah,
for
there's
sure. I agree.
offsides, there's false starts, nothing's getting called. Like it's not football at that point, and the refs are not really getting involved when it comes to like false starts, offsides, and all that stuff. So yeah, I think this is, and it only survived by like one or two votes. So I think that changes this year for sure.
Yeah, Bills Mafia throwing a comment here. It says to move over to Cleveland, well, who you guys are matched up with this weekend. And like we said, I'm still waiting for the debut of either Gabriel or Shador Sanders. But I don't know how true this is, but this is from Bill Mafia's boy. He said, "Bro, Shador needs to request a trade out of Cleveland. They aren't even letting him practice." I don't know how true that is. Um, but I did see Shador did come out and criticize the QB play that's happening right now, and as sitting as a third round pick, um, or the third string quarterback. I feel like maybe we're talking a little too much, but also why are we putting a microphone in front of a third round pick as a interviewer? I get it. It's for clicks. It's blah, blah, blah. It sucks because it continues to put negativity on Shador when it's just not necessary right now. But I agree. If I'm Shador, I'm definitely asking for a trade because he wants to be in a starting position. I just don't know that you want to go to like Cincinnati where you're just kind of you're going to be a filling spot until Joe Burrow comes back because you got to make the assumption that when Joe Burrow comes back, he's going to get the starting job automatically,
I,
regardless of how well you're playing because of what Joe's delivered, right?
well, first of all, you're a rookie, fifth round pick that like you can't say that you want to trade. You can't. You have no right. You've done nothing in this league to ask for a trade. That's stupid. Like I whoever
You
like
are.
let's be realistic here.
You are.
Like that was okay. Some people are gonna say, "Oh yeah, Shador needs to ask for a trade." You can't. You just can't. You have nothing on your resume.
Well,
This
how
is
does
the
it?
NFL.
So you're the GM. You're the GM, and let's say his representative and him sit down at your desk, right?
I'm
In your situation right
yeah.
now, and I'm just like, I'm Shador. Let's role play a little here. You're the GM. You're Mr. Barry, and I am Shador and his agent, right? I come, hold up. Shit. Yo, check this out, coach. Check this out, coach. You ain't playing me. You ain't practicing. You ain't letting me practice, coach. Yo, you know who I am, coach? Come on now. I'm gonna need a trade up out of here. What, what you think, coach? What you think?
First of all, I'm laughing in your face. I'm gonna say, what have you done to deserve a trade? What have you done?
Yo,
What have
come
you
on,
done in
coach.
this
Check
league?
the tape. Check the tape, coach. Check the tape, coach.
Preseason don't count. You're on this
Preseason.
team. You're on this
Yo,
team.
preseason. Coach, preseason? Come on, coach. I know you see me out there in Colorado. I know you see me out there at that HBCU. Come on, coach. Come on.
Nope.
I want to play, coach.
Nope. You have here's the nice way to put it. We have a role for you and we have certain standards and certain expectations that you eventually have to check off. And right now you're not doing that and there's no value for you right now. There's no value for you right now.
First, fair
We're
play.
we're
Fair
losing.
play.
We're losing
What would
the
they get?
value.
Honestly, what would they get in return? The risk is too high for the potential reward and what he could possibly be. But I can't take the Cleveland Browns organization seriously because they continue to send out Joe Flacco knowing exactly what we are going to get from him. And that's just mediocre play at this point. And that's no disrespect to Joe Flacco. Great career. But it's like, buddy, at this point, and no disrespect to him, because get your money, bro. If a team's gonna give you millions to come suit up, why not do it? Why not? Right? If you're still capable of it, do it. But if as an organization, if you want to win, like we got to move forward. We got to move forward. I don't know that Cleveland Browns are waking up excited in the morning to go see Joe Flacco play the quarterback position for him. I don't see it. I don't even see an excitement coming out of them and going into this weekend for a team that has Carson Wentz as their quarterback. Like, that's how bad it is in Cleveland right now. Like, seriously, JB, like, this is nuts. What are we doing, Cleveland? I don't know how many weeks we're going to have to continue to go on and say this. And it's like, even if they start Gabriel or Shador and they have a bad game, it's okay because we're already going to get a bad game from Joe Flacco. We're wasting talent in Cleveland, and they keep doing it, bro. At what point? At what point? And I get it. There's this whole just it's a circus over there. It's a circus over there. And you got coach of the year. You got a hell of a defense. You got the best defensive end in the league, or best defensive player in the league, potentially one of the best players just in general in the league. And we're wasting it, JB. I'm tired of it. Jay, if we could play this clip for Borba as we go off to click off the show. Cheech did have a message for you, Jay. JB, I forgot to give it to you yesterday. I haven't seen it, so we're both going to be watching this live together. I'm not sure what he said, but it is. Jay, you mind if we pull that up real quick? Cheech, one of our friends, he's a diehard Steelers fan. Let's see what he had to say. Jay, what's up? Are we bringing Jay the producer? Jay the producer. All right, I guess it wasn't that important. I was looking forward to it. Oh, no, no. Yeah, can we get that clip up that Cheech sent over? El, El Presidente talking every day.
It's always a nice day, after a Sunday, after you go out, you get a win, All week I heard Brian Flores defense this, the Vikings this, and best defense in the league. They're saying it on the broadcast and all that, but one thing I think they forgot is, they're the Vikings' daddy. He's a quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers now. And I think they thought they escaped him for a couple years. Hey, Borba, I don't want to hear no excuses. You're lucky Mike T likes to almost give games away. Victory, baby.
Oh
look at
my goodness.
Feels great. Sorry, Borba.
Aaron Rodgers, still the Minnesota Vikings papi, daddy, aka Dada, aka Papa,
To be fair, we beat him pretty bad last year. We picked off Rodgers like twice, made him look pretty bad, and that was in London too, by the way. So to
in
be
London.
fair, let's just
Yeah, hey, honestly, if I'm Aaron Rodgers, though,
he got his get back on
that
us.
that was funny. I didn't expect that. I'm glad I waited to watch it. I'm glad he didn't say nothing too crazy. Yo, Cheech, what a character. Good stuff, Cheech. Good stuff. JB, you guys do have the Browns this weekend. It's in London, or it's in Ireland again. It's a 7:30 kickoff game. Potentially, possibly, maybe a watch along, maybe. But JB, we will be back tomorrow. We will have Tim
London.
Foley letting us.
It's in London.
It's in London. My bad.
Yeah.
Dang, so they're moving from Ireland to London. They're still overseas right now. Those boys. So they do have an edge, being slightly prepared and acclimated to the time and the temperatures, I guess you could say. But JB, that's the end of the show. We will be back tomorrow, 6:30 Mountain Standard Time to 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. Don't forget, you guys can call in. Let us know what your takes are, or let us know what your fantasy football questions are at 575-808-9307. Tomorrow we will have Tim Foley coming on the show to educate us on college football and let us know what his experience was for UNM New Mexico State game, where UNM did come up on top. I Show Speed came to Albuquerque, went to the game, hung out with John Jones and Holly Holmes. Was Tim there? Did he meet him? I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow at 7 a.m. I appreciate you guys joining the show. This is Speaking Out Loud. Don't forget, be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Shout out PMS. And me and JB, we show nothing but love to you. I thank you guys for tuning in. And if you want to go say hello to JB, he'll be in the commercial building at the fairgrounds down south. Trademark Roofing, JB. Shout out. I appreciate you guys. Let's have a day.
Trustmark.
Trustmark Roofing. Damn it. Damn it. Let's have a day. Trustmark Roofing. And if you don't trust anybody, at least trust John.
Yep.
Have a day. Thank you.